Good morning, viewers, followers. Good afternoon, good evening. Thank you so much. We are grateful for your support, the support of the sharing, comments, and all the rest of the support you are giving us. Thank you very much. We are grateful. Yadama said, we are here to continue the religious teachings. I do not know, but I think people will still have questions like why this, why is he doing this, why continue to talk about religion and all those things. So you see, especially Islam, if you grow up, I've said this once and I want to say it again. If you grow up in the society where I grew up, you understand me. You understand me. This is a religion that we practiced. This is the religion that we were born into it. Like, we practice the religion, we learn the religion and everything. Not knowing what we were doing then was what we were told. So we were remoting. People were remoting us. People were controlling us. People were compelling us to do things. But later when we checked to see that, we went to check the background of the religion, it turns out to be different. And this is why we are doing this. 1, 2, this is the religion that has destroyed our lives in every angle. You might not understand, but yes, religion as a whole, the holistic idea of religion has been detrimental in our life. The holistic idea of religion has been detrimental in our life. It has never given us any positive result. It has never yielded any positive result in our life. No. So many angles. We will prove to you one day all the religions of the world, including Islamic religion. But the most interesting thing is that the tongue of Muslim propagators is too sharp. In Arabic, they say, Al-sinatuhum tawila. The tongue of Islamic propagators, the tongue of Islamic scholars is too sharp. They don't leave anybody without criticizing the person destructively. Islam has portray itself to be the panacea of everything. Islam has portrayed itself to be the panacea of everything in all angles. This is a problem. And then has laws that are barbaric laws. Apart from the spiritual inconsistencies of Islamic religion or all the religions, which we're going to discuss later, apart from that one, the physical aspect of our life has been destroyed by religion. So when we dug down to the sources of the religion, to our shock, not knowing everything about the religion is a lie. So we were practicing a faith based on lies. Now people that has these lies in their books are seen as scholars. They are being praised. Ustaz, Doctor, Allama, all these titles has been given to these people. These people has bunch of lies in their books, and these books are the sources of the religion. This is where the problem is. This is where we got problem with this religion. So the religion is a pack of lies. Islamic religion, the sources of Islamic religion is a pack of lies. Career, intro. Apart from that, we the followers has been lied to. I know your problem. A lot of you Because it is faith and belief, now you are confused. Something that we have been doing for a long time, all of a sudden, out of blue, out of nowhere, we just drop the thing like that. So we've wasted our years. Maybe someone has practiced the religion almost 50 years, and they think, really? For my 50 years, I've been hitting my forehead on the ground, and today you are telling me this? Well, realities are realities. Whether you like them or not, realities are realities. Actualities are actualities. Whether they are okay with you or they are not okay with you, actualities are actualities. So you got to fix yourself. That is it. It's simple as that. You got to fix your damn self. Right? Yes. This is it. Now, before we get into the continuation of this, so the sources of Islamic religion is a pack of lies, bunch of lies. And then we are being lied to. We are being lied to. Why do you base your faith on lies? Do you know people that confused, people who are more confused right now? Let me tell you, I was once in their shoes, or I was once with them. The Santin Krambos, or those that they call Tuba, the people that repented or reverted from Christianity to Islam, or from Judaism to Islam, or from any other thing to Islam, if they are watching me, those people are the most confused people right now, because they thought they found something good, and now this is what is coming out of this things, so they are in trouble. Now, for the thinkable human being and the reasonable one, who has logic mind and who didn't concretize or constipated their mind, will understand. The other time I was telling you, if I decided not to continue with this, it will be okay. People have seen it. The core has been hidden. The foundation has been blown up. Yes, but we are taking you through the sources and the background of Islam and how the first Muslims lived. We will show you to the death of the Muhammad of Islam and what transpired, and we'll come to the companions. When we are done with them, then we take you through the Islamic book, Quran. There's a lot there. Now, some of you are also saying we are attention seekers. Seriously? Me, Cisse, attention seeker. Now, if you look at me and you know me very well, do you think this is the only thing I can do to gain popularity? Now, let me tell you something that you do not know. In my vicinity, no one at my age has gotten to the level of Islamic understanding and even been appreciated by the community more than what I had. Out of anger, out of you being upset with me, you might say it's a lie. I got no problem. That's your opinion. Opinions are like noses. Some are big, some are small, some are huge. I got no problem. If you won't tell me it's a lie. But at that tender age, I was enjoying. There are programs that when I'm not there, my absence is felt. You can only say you do not agree with me out of your jealousy, out of your enviness. I got no problem. But I lived that life. When I hold a microphone to preach the religion, people that have listened to me before, now they might not testify to this, but they will not like me to drop it. I'm the only person that I will speak in Islamic gathering and someone will come and say, tell the MC to add their time to mine. because the whole atmosphere was receiving what I was saying. This is the very reason why I'm doing this. We have propagated lies, so we feel like we should do some corrections. You think if you die as a Muslim, I'm gonna lose something? My bro, keep on hitting your forehead on the ground till it becomes black. If I'm moving, what am I gonna get? If today everybody leaves Islam and became someone like me without religion, what am I gonna get? Am I going to be paid? No. The detrimental aspect of the religion, the distraction, is why we do not want the next generation to grow. You see, the next generation will laugh at us, but before we get to that point, at least some of us want to clear the shame, the embarrassment. At least one day when the next generation comes, they will say no. Even though there were so many foolish, pardon my manners, excuse my language, but this is the reality. The next generation will say, even though most of them were foolish, but there were few of them who stood up to say these things are nonsense. So at least I will not be laughed at. Yes. Who said you that you are 40, 50, 60? It is about you. Who cares about you? You have hit your forehead on the ground to extent that your brain has been blocked. Do you know what hitting forward on the ground means? People are struggling for third eye. People are struggling to open their third eyes as it is being spread outside there. People are struggling, dissipating this issue of opening the third eye, kundalini, opening the third eye, kundalini. The third eye is said, according to their information, I got no knowledge about that. But according to the information of people who are giving the preaching or the whatever of the kundalini and the third eye, they said the third eye is on the forehead, just at the top of the middle of your two eyes, and that is the very place you are hitting on the floor. So do you think if there's any third eye, your own is gonna open? That's not close you no. Na so ya shi ani mpo na abubo so na wo ye dia ndia utia tukura turuba unim turuba. They don't just do it on any other stone, they do it on the stone that is coming from Iraq, Karbala, Karbun wabala, alaysa kadhalik? Naam, Karbun wabala. They are doing it on turuba, a piece of stone coming from Iraq, not even African soil stone, from Iraq, somewhere desert. Before the incident that generated the stone, before that incident took place there, that place was desert. Karbun wabala. There is no water. And that is the stone that you put your forehead on. I don't know how you open your third eye. Who says you don't even care about that? This is so. We have a reason, 1,001 reason to do this. So naturally, if you don't want it, when you see the video, flip. Nobody is holding you or nobody is imposing you to watch it. No, nobody put gun on your head. It is your Allah that forces people to follow him. But we don't do that, right? Now, thanks for listening to this preamble. You see, you remember this book? It was with us in the last video that you just saw quite recently. That was the last video we did in the last one. Now, before this one, this was the book. We told you how the populace, the common people, the weak ones, the servant moved out. Muhammad asked them to go to Ethiopia to go to run for their life, to flee for their life. We told you what transpired, and we told you the number of people who went. It was said that there were 12 men, 4 women. Well, 12 men, 4 women, add them together, making how many people? Right? 16. Making 16 people. This is the number. This is the number this man brought, Ar-Rahiq al-Maktoum brought. But please, in the last video, I told you that there was an incident that brought the people back, which was the incident of a verse that has been read in Quran chapter 53, Surah Al-Najm, that brought them back. The verse that made the Quraysh to prostrate with Muhammad, which sent the rumor, or which carried the rumor to Ethiopia that all the elders of Quraysh has become Muslims. So those that went to Ethiopia came back, to their surprise, to find out that no, it is not true. I want us to delve into this Ethiopia issue more, to expose the lies. So be with me. In this book, 16 people, 12 men, 4 women. Now, when they came back, according to this book, when they came back, they came to realize that no, the elders of Quraysh did not join Islam. It was a lie. So they went back, this time around with a huge number. I want to read something in a different book, and then we'll do some analysis, or we'll draw some bottom lines. Come with me in this As-Siratul Nabawiyya, Ibn Kathir. Now, volume 3 of As-Siratul Nabawiyya, volume 3, page 533. If you want to start at the caption, there's a caption that says Babun. This is a chapter, even though the word Bab is gate, but here it means chapter. Babun. This is a chapter. Hijrati man hajara min ashabi Rasulullah. This is the chapter of migration of those who migrated among the apostles or disciples of Rasul, apostles of Allah, Muhammad. Min Makkata, from Makkah ila Ardil Habasha, to the land of Abyssinia, current day or modern day Ethiopia. Firaran, running, they flee, sungudu. Firaran, running, they flee, sungudu. Firaran bidinihim min al fitna, they flee, they run away with their deen because of temptation and torture. Now, if you want to see the whole thing, start reading from there. So that will be page 528. Now, I want to read something for you in page 529. This is what it says. Falamma ra'a Rasulullah, when the apostle of Allah saw ma yusibu ashabahu min al-bala, what his followers are being put in through, wa ma huwa fihi min al-afiyah, but he is okay, protected by the uncle who worships idols that he's preaching against, bimakanihi min Allah. This one is funny. Wa min ammihi Abi Talib wa annahu la yaqdir ala an yamna'ahum, and he saw that he cannot protect them mimma hum fihi min al-bala, he cannot protect them from the troubles. Qala lahum, he said to them, law kharajtum ila ardil habasha, what if, what do you people think? I'm suggesting to you that you should move to the land of Habasha, Abyssinia, modern day Ethiopia. Be with me, please. It's learning. You know, Muslims has this issue of It's a lie, it's a lie, it's a lie. That is what is happening in their mosques. It's a lie, it's a lie, it's lying. It's not like that. Our religion is not like that. This is what they've been saying in their mosques, right? So, this is their books. Ibn Kathir. Do you know who is Ibn Kathir? Even though I prefer calling him Ibn Khalil. Ibn Kathir means the son of plentiness. But I prefer calling him Ibn Khalil, the son of littleness. If this is what makes Ibn Kathir, then I think he is Ibn Khalil. إذا كان هذا ما يجعله ابن كثيرا إذا هو ابن قليل. إذا كان هذا الذي جعله كثيرا فهو قليل عندي. So when I'm an Ibn Kathir, the end of Ibn Khalil, seriously, do you know that in his tafsir, he really confirmed that Jesus Christ died 3 days and rise up? Ibn Kathir's tafsir. Yadu Quran suwa woku ebeye fekeke. In his tafsir, he has a narrative there that Jesus really died for 3 days before he was resurrected. So I don't know. Your Malams don't read. I understand them. You can't blame them, you know. You can't blame them. One, there are so many reasons why I can't blame them. One, we don't have the nature of reading. We are not brought out to be readers. We don't have it. One, that is one. Two, there is too much financial problems, financial instability, too many children, 2 wives, 4 children, 8 children, feeding fee, printing fee, studies fee. Every day, if you wake up to feed, to give your child 5 cedi a day for 5 days for school, do you know how much? How much is that? So I understand them. They are going through a lot. So immediately they finish eating in the evening and pick the book, you will see them sleeping. So they don't read. So I'm reading it for you. Now, because they have this of is lying, that is why we are doing this. So if you really want to have point and understand that this religion is a lie, you need to follow. Now listen. He says, go to Habasha. فَإِنَّ بِهَا مَلِكًا. For in Habasha, in Abyssinia, there's a king. لَا يُظْلَمُ إِنْدَهُ أَحَدٌ. Nobody oppress anybody under the kingdom of that king. Now, this is a Christian king. Muhammad is saying he is just. A Christian king. He is just. Yes, he is just. وَهِيَ أَرْضٌ صِدِقٌ. And Ethiopia or Habasha or Abyssinia is a land of truth. That is my land for you. That is Africa for you. That is the land of my ancestors. Ardu Siddiq, the land of the truth. Not only truth, but reality. There's a difference between the two. Hatta yaj'al Allahu lakum farajan. Go there until Allah brings you victory. Mimma antum fihi, for what you are encountering. فخرج عند ذلك المسلمون من أصحاب رسول الله إلى أرض حبشة مخافة الفتنة. Out of fear, they ran away to Abyssinia. فرارا إلى الله بدينهم. They ran to Allah with their religion. They ran to Allah. This king is in Africa. He is a Christian. And Ibn Kathir is saying the people that ran to him ran to Allah. Is it the king who is Allah? Or Ethiopia, the whole African land of Ethiopia is Allah? Firaran ilallah. They ran to Allah. Yes, our ancestors are gods. Yes, African ancestors are divine. So the African king, if this is even true, then he was a divine. So they ran to their Allah, the Ethiopian king Negus. I remember reading one of Pastor Otabo's books. You know, I'm a reader. I read like the way I drink water. I read one of Pastor Mensa Otabo's book, and he was saying that it was Christianity that saved Islam. That is the point he was making. That was the point he was making in that book. That was the point he was making. It was Christianity that saved Islam. When Muslims were being persecuted and tortured in Mecca, they ran to Ethiopia to the Christian king, and he saved them and protected them. And Pastor Mensa Otabo also established in the book that Christianity was in Africa for a long time before any other religion. And this is Ibn Kathir confirming it. So Pastor Mensa Otabo, you are right. I remember we went to one of these Islamic workshops when these Arabs do come, and then they do something called Dawra. And I mentioned about this book I read of Pastor Mensa Otabo to one sheikh. I think he's still alive. Or I don't know, but maybe he's still alive. I didn't hear of his demise. I think he's still alive. And he said something. It is funny. I'll mention it for you one day. It was at Pig Farm, right? Yeah, Pig Farm. We went to Dawra. That they call it Dawra. It's some kind of Islamic workshop where they come to teach us about Allah. They don't teach us entrepreneurship. They don't teach us how to make money. They don't teach us how to make life better. They don't teach us how to develop Zongo community. They teach us about the Arabian deity, Allah. Satam na ye wasted the course our workshops, Islamic workshops no. And entrepreneurship seminars na ye call ya. And can they answer business tycoons, wasted time, wasting time religion, and then wasted time of people. Like the only religion that wastes productivity. Now, let's proceed. So فَكَانَتْ أَوَّلَ هِجْرَةٍ كَانَ فِي الْإِسْلَامِ. And he says this is the first hijrah in Islam. Now let's go to where I really want to read for you. I established a point of the king being a just king. Now, this is what I want to read. Now, in page 533 of Asiratul Nabawiyah, volume 3, Ibn Kathir says, the people that went to Habasha or Abyssinia or Ethiopia, the Muslims were 83. Different numbers. This is not a problem. This could be the second going when they came back to Mecca and ran away at the second time. When they flee at the second time and then another number joined them. That is no problem. So he mentioned their names and all that. Now, there's a lie I want to expose here. Listen. When they got there, something happened. The people of Makkah sent emissaries or messengers to go instigate and ignite the king of Ethiopia against the Muslim runaways. Yes, the refugees. The Muslim refugees. So when they went there, something happened. Come with me and let's read. Now, this is what happened. He says, this was reported by Ibn Mas'ud, Ba'athana Rasulullah ila Najashi. Apostle of Allah sent us to the Negus. Wananu nahu min thamanina rajula. We are almost like 80 men. Fihim Abdullah ibn Mas'ud. He mentioned their names all the way to the last. And then he says, wa Abdullah ibn Arfata wa Uthman ibn Madhun wa Abu Musa fa'ataw Najashi wa ba'asat Quraysh. And then the Quraysh also sent emissaries. Who did Quraysh send? Amr ibn al-As wa Umaratu ibn al-Walid bihadiyah. Now Quraysh sent, the elders of Mecca sent two emissaries to the king of Ethiopia with a gift so that they can ignite and instigate him to send Muslims back to Mecca, the Islamic refugees. the runaways back to Mecca. Now listen. They came with gifts. فَلَمَّا دَخَلَ عَلَى النَّجَاشِي سَجَدَ لَهُ. When Amr ibn al-As and Umaratu ibn al-Walid entered the court of the Negus, or the palace of Negus of Ethiopia, sajada lahu, they prostrated for him. Listen, the first line, they prostrated for him. Right. Let's proceed. ثم ابتدراه عن يمينه وعن شماله, and both of them, each of them stood at the left side of the king and the right side of the king. ثم قال له, and then they said to him, إن نفرا من بني عمنا نزلوا أرضك. Some of our people came to your land. وَرَغِبُوا عَنَّا وَعَنْ مِلَّتِنَا. They forsake us and they also forsake our religion. قَالَ, and the king said, فَأَيْنَهُمْ, where are they? So they entered Ethiopia illegally. This is haram. I want to pass a comment here. I want all the Muslim youth to ask their malams, if a Muslim enters UK illegally and later acquire a citizenship, if a Muslim enters Canada illegally and later acquired citizenship, if a Muslim entered USA illegally and later acquired citizenship, is it haram or halal? Ask your malams. Because entering into someone's country illegally is haram. Why are you not mentioning this particular haram? Why are you quiet about it? Is it that you guys are doing what your Quran said about Jews, that Jews believe in some part of their book and accept it, and reject some part of the books? Because your book says, أَتُؤْمِنُونَ بِبَعْضِ الْكِتَابِ وَتَكْفُرُونَ بِبَعْضِ. Do you believe in some part of the book and you reject some part of the book? Is that what you are doing? Entering to US illegally, entering to Canada illegally, entering to UK illegally, that one is not haram. Right? Who are you lying to? Who are you deceiving? Me, I got no problem with that. But I'm asking you, the holy person on earth, because you are a Muslim, so everybody will go to hell. So I'm asking you, so if you enter all these countries illegally and you are working and you are being paid, that money that you are taking as a salary, is it not haram? Because the source of that money is haram, but you are here shouting that someone has been made director of NLA and is a Muslim, so you should reject it. What about them? We will discuss that. Or a Kramoninti, a man NLA office into rejected. Or ya haram. Mumbano mwa omufa illegal wura ye ewura nkuro na omu ye jumaji salary no eno nya haram. Have you forgotten that one? Who are you deceiving? Who are you lying to? Yantuaso. Is it interesting? Is it interesting? Now, so he says, I know whom. The king don't know that they are even there, so they entered illegally. So they entered, the first group of Muslims who migrated, ran away to enter someone's country, my ancestors' land illegally. So they did haram. Haram migration. Haram migration. They will go to hell. Allah will burn them for that. It is haram to enter someone's country illegally. Now, I know whom. He says, where are they? Because the king don't even know anything about them. Qala, they said, fi ardik. They are in your land. They are in your country. Fab'ath ilayhim. And they said to him, send for them. فَبَعَثَ إِلَيْهِمْ, and he sent for them. فَقَالَ Ja'far, and one of them, who is known as Ja'far among the Muslims, said, Ana khatibukum al-yawm, I will speak on your behalf. So if we go and the king of Ethiopia asks us some questions, I will answer. Fattaba'uhu, and then they followed him. Fasallama walam yasjud. When he entered the courtyard or the palace of the Negus or the king of Ethiopia, lam yasjud, he did not prostrate. He did not prostrate. Lam yasjud, he did not prostrate. Faqalu lahu, and they said to him, Ma laka la tasjudu lil malik. Why didn't you prostrate for the king? This is where I want to pass the comment. This issue of prostrating for the king of Ethiopia is a lie. Number one, at that time, Ethiopia was a Christian country just like today. Now, since when does Christians have the doctrine of prostrating for human being? Dabain na Christopher mun chire omunu omudi omumu ma ebutu form edema omwahemfo. Dabain. So you see, a lie, a religion that can never be propagated except by lies. One of those religions is Islam. A lie. In Islamic teachings, there is in Christian teachings, they do not prostrate to a king. Ethiopia was under Christianity. They do not prostrate to a king. So it is a lie. So where do they get the point that when the Muslims entered and they didn't prostrate, the courtier, the kinsmen or the elders, the decision makers of the king didn't ask them why they didn't prostrate to for the king of Ethiopia? Where did they get this from? A lie, a concocted lie, a fabricated lie. One. Two, the Christianity of Ethiopia was not any other Christianity. It was a Monophysite Christianity. We have so many Christian sects that are not common anymore. One of them is Monophysite Christianity and something like Mennonite Christianity. All these groups are Christians, but they are not common anymore. They are not common anymore. So Ethiopia at that time was practicing Monophysite Christianity. Monophysite Christianity. Because when Ethiopians were ruling Yemen, they built a huge church, and it was teachings of Monophysite Christianity that was going on there. So Christianity as a whole don't have teachings of prostrating, not to talk of prostrating for kings. Not to talk on how much more Monophysite Christianity. Monophysite Christians don't prostrate to their kings or whatever. So this is a lie, a complete lie in a book called that is one of the sources of Islamic religion. Mikasa bioma abeka kire me se me boa. Catch zafi. If you have anything saying, if you have some people to lambast the people that called me a liar when I did my presentations, they brought this upon you. Now, so they asked him, why didn't you prostrate for the king? Qala, he said, Ja'far speaking, one of the Muslims, the runaway Muslims, the refugees. Qala, he says, it seems like Islamic countries are meant to be running away and being refugees. Go check all the Islamic countries of today. There has been a particular time where they had a war and they always ran to countries that are not Islamic countries. Islamic country refugees always seek refuge in non-Islamic countries. This alone should tell you something. Storm is coming. Now, they ask him, why didn't you prostrate? He says, Inna la nasjudu illa lillahi azza wa jalla. We do not prostrate except for Allah alone. For Allah. Qala. And then the king asks, Wama dhak? What is that? Qala, Inna Allah What is that? Qala, he says, Jafar speaking, Inna Allah ba'atha ilayna rasulan. Allah has sent to us an apostle. So the apostle has commanded us that Allah nasjuda li'ahadi illallah. We shouldn't prostrate for anybody except Allah. Wa amarna bis salat, and he commanded us to perform 5 daily prayers, wa zakat and zakah, alms giving. Qala Amr, and then Amr says, فَإِنَّهُمْ يُخَالِفُونَ. Now Jafar has defended the Muslims, the runaway Muslims, the refugees Muslims in front of the king of Ethiopia. So the two emissaries of the Quraysh want to also implicate them, right? So one of the emissaries of the elders of Makkah, Quraysh, said this. He said, فَإِنَّهُمْ يُخَالِفُونَكَ فِي عِيسَى بْنُ مَرْيَمَ. He says, okay, they have different opinion. Their opinion differ from your opinion about Isa, that is Jesus bin Maryam, the son of Mary. Now, Qala, and then the king of Ethiopia asked, فَمَا تَقُولُونَ فِي Isa ibn Maryam. What do you people say about Isa bin Maryam? Another lie. Isa is not Isa bin Maryam. Isa is Isa bin Mary. Mary, the mother of Jesus, is not Miriam. Another lie. Maryam is the Arabic version for Aramaic Miriam. Maryam is the Arabic version for the name Miriam. Miriam is not the mother of Jesus. So it's a lie. So this Quran chapter 19 that Muslims claim that Quran chapter 19 is named or was named after Jesus' mother is a lie. Jesus' mother is not Miriam or Maryam. She is Mary. Go do your research. Another lie. Qala, then the Muslim refugee said, Kama qala ta'ala, he said, Kama qala Allah. We say what Allah has said about Jesus. Huwa, he said, Allah said, Jesus is kalimatuhu. Jesus is Allah's word. Now, what is the difference between you and your words? How can you differentiate one and their words? How can you distinguish between someone and his words or someone and her words? So Allah says Jesus is his words. Kalimatuhu, his words. Muslims repeat this without thinking. How do you separate Sise from his words? When you guys are making this argument, you think you are saying something proper. How do you separate one from their words? He says, Allah says, Jesus is his words. Waruhu. And Allah also said that Jesus is his spirit. Another question. How do you separate Jesus? How do you separate someone from their spirit? How do you separate someone from their spirit? So he said, Allah says, Jesus is his spirit. Look at all this. Confused religion with confused argument. Al-Qaha ila al-Azra is Allah's spirit that he sent to Azra, the Virgin Mary, allati lam yamassuha bashar, who has never had intercourse with human. Walam yafriduha walad. So this is what he says. Faqala, and then the king said, Farafa udan min al-ardi thumma qala. The king picked up a stick from the floor and said, Ya Mashar al-Habasha, oh you the Abyssinians, wal-Kisisin, and you the pastors, Waruban and rabbis, Wallahi, I swear by Allah, an Ethiopian king who is swearing by Allah, saying Wallahi, A Christian king who is not an Arab is swearing wallahi. Meet me in the next video. I have a lot for you. Bye-bye.